is sending out all this awesome prehab content, leaving you with pain right here on your thumb. You may have Texter's thumb. Let's fix it. What is up, prehabbers? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Lauren Linus here, and today I want to talk with you all about Texter's thumb. Now, we've been getting a lot of messages from you guys about Texter's thumb. Sometimes it's called mommy's thumb, maybe gamer's thumb. So this video is for you. And hey, if you have other ideas of videos that you want us to film, go ahead, drop them in the comments below, and then hit subscribe and hit that bell so that you can see when your video comes up. Okay, so let's dive into Texter's thumb. Again, sometimes it's called gamer's thumb, mommy's thumb, and then physical therapists, we like to call it de Quervain's tenosynovitis. Big name, but let's talk about what it is. Essentially, it's irritation from repetitive use of two tendons that kind of run on the outside of our thumb here. Okay, the abductor pollicis longus and the extensor pollicis brevis. Great thing about this condition is that it's pretty easy to treat if we do it appropriately, but it can feel really frustrating and nagging if you just kind of let it linger. So let's dive into some of our favorite exercises to help to address this today. Okay, so first with Texter's thumb, gamer's thumb, mommy's thumb, we really want to work on opening up the tendons that run up into our forearm, okay? This condition gets flared up when we do extension of the thumb, right? So we want to work on loosening up some of those muscles that run up into our extensor muscle group, which sits on the top of our forearm. One of the first exercises I want to start with is just a stretch of that extensor muscle bundle. So I want arm straight. This is going to lengthen that muscle group, and then you're going to gently pull down on the wrist, okay? You should feel a stretch in through the top of the forearm. Now, important to note here too, I don't want you guys pulling on your fingers because then you're not actually stretching that muscle group. So make sure you're grabbing up on the top of the hands and then gently pulling down. Goal is to hold for about 30 to 45 seconds, and I want you guys to shoot for about 3 of these. This one can be done about 3 to 4 times a day, okay? Whenever feels good. I always tell my patients this is a good stretch to do if you get stopped at a red light when you're driving. Really, really good time to do it, and a good use of your time while you're stopped too. Okay, so 3 of them for about 30 to 45 seconds. From here, we want to work on opening up the nerve that runs down through this region too. Those 2 muscles that I mentioned earlier are actually innervated by the radial nerve. So we want to make sure that we get some good mobility of that nerve as well, because sometimes it can get kind of bound up and give us symptoms down into the thumb. So you're going to sit on the edge of your seat. Okay, I want you to take your hand and you're going to kind of flick it behind you like you're flicking water off your fingertips. So we're flicking water off the fingertips, and then we're going to bring our ear down towards that shoulder that we're flicking the water off, and then coming back up, relax the hand. Okay, so here we're doing what we call a nerve slide, and we're sliding that radial nerve, if you can kind of picture it like a string coming from your neck all the way down to your hands, stretching it. Now, if you get a pretty decent stretch here, that's great. You're gonna hold for about 5-10 seconds, whatever feels comfortable. If you're not getting that much of a stretch, you can bring your arm behind you a little bit more. That's gonna lengthen that nerve, and then you can go into that head nod as well. Okay, you're gonna shoot for about 10 to 15, whatever feels comfortable. If you're getting a lot of discomfort with this one, okay, you're getting a big stretch, and you sometimes find that maybe you get a little bit more numbness tingling down the hand than you would anticipate. We have a really awesome video on thoracic outlet syndrome. I want you to check it out here, okay, and it'll give you a few more tricks to help to calm down some of those neural sensations. Okay, one more stretch, and this one can be kind of aggravating, so I want you to go at it at your own pace. You're gonna take that thumb that's involved. I want you to hug it in your fist here. Relax the hands on the edge of the seat, and then you're gently gonna pull that thumb down, okay? So we're aiming to stretch out those tendons. Now again, this one can be aggravating, and as a physical therapist, this is actually a test we do to test for Texter's thumb or de Quervain's tenosynovitis. So you're just gently gonna pull, stretch, and then relax, okay? And you're working through a motion that feels comfortable. If you're cranking and it's uncomfortable, that means it's too much. So go at a motion that's comfortable and you're not getting a lot of pain. Again, you're gonna shoot for holding for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then I'd recommend just trying 5 to 10 of these, and then you can slowly build up from there as things start to open up through the forearm. Okay, so now we've got our stretches, we've got our nerve glides. Let's move on to some strengthening exercises. I want you guys to grab a little weight at home. This is 2 pounds, doesn't need to be anything crazy. I also tell my patients, grab a water bottle, right? Grab a can of SpaghettiOs, grab a can of soup, whatever it may be. But we wanna work on starting to strengthen some of these muscles now, eccentrically. Research shows us that eccentric loading of a tendon is one of the best ways to help to heal up the tendon. So you're gonna grab that can of soup, your weight, whatever it may be, at the very end, okay? Rest that arm on the couch, and then we're gonna start in this position here, thumb up. So if you can see my thumb, if I come up, would be pointing up towards the ceiling. I want you guys to use your uninvolved hand to help assist you bring the weight up, and then slowly come back down. That's the important part. Slow, slow, slow. Come back up, use that other hand to assist, and then slowly come down. Now, you may be doing this and you're like, holy cow, Lauren, this feels fatiguing. And that's okay, it should. I would recommend starting out with about 10 to 15 of these if you can handle it, and then build from there. Important thing to note about these muscles is we wanna work on building up the endurance of them because we use them all the time, especially if you're a new mom, maybe you're always sending emails on your phone, okay? So we want to encourage you to try to build up to about 20 to 30 of these pretty comfortably without having a lot of fatigue. But if you're having a lot of symptoms, you may only start with 5. Maybe you start with 10. Maybe you get to 15 and then you're like, okay, that's enough. So listen to your body with this one too, because we do want to strengthen, but we don't want to further irritate. Great. Last one, you guys. I want you to grab either a rubber band or hair ties work great too. From here, you're going to rest the rubber band around your fingers and then around that thumb. Rest the hand comfortably on the edge of the couch, and then you're gonna pull the thumb out. Okay, quick pause, and then come back together. Okay, pull out, quick pause, and then come back together. So now we're really isolating those 2 muscles that I talked about. Okay, really working on strengthening them. And again, we're working on endurance here, so I'd encourage you to shoot for about 20 to 30 and then kind of go from there. Again, if you're having a lot of discomfort, start with 5, start with 10. The number is up to you. You are in control here, and sometimes people do get a lot of symptoms, so we recommend starting with what feels comfortable. Okay, so now you've got a list of some really, really good exercises to help to take control of this. And we want you guys to take control of this, okay? We want you to be in control of your health. We are here to help you. If you want more awesome videos, I want you to go ahead and click that subscribe button. We also have a really awesome wrist and hand program that you can check out here, which will give you more tips and tricks if you're really dealing with some symptoms in through that thumb. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, you guys, and we plan on seeing you next week.